Welcome in, everybody. My name is Batty, and I'm sitting here with
Elizabeth Gutierrez.
The two of us want to welcome you into another episode of Anchor Agents. Elizabeth and I decided to document our real estate journey, and so that's what this show is about. Elizabeth, what do you want to talk about today?
Today we're going to talk about the number one thing that's important overall in life, in work, and a relationship.
Coffee.
Besides coffee, it's communication.
Communication. Yeah, I agree. Like straight up, absolutely.
Yes, it's the number one key for everything.
Okay. Where do you want to start with communication?
Well, first of all, without communication, there's nothing. You know, like you are on the unknown, you're in limbo. So, like I said, communication is key.
And the worst is just not knowing. Period.
Yes.
Not knowing whether it's a medical result, whether it's information coming in a real estate transaction, just the not knowing is absolutely tremendously stressful. So let me start real quick, rewind. If we're out door knocking, how important is communicating to, let's say, a cold door when you just show up at their doorstep?
Well, their communication there is what we have to offer, whatever of value that we have to offer the client, what we're bringing to them, basically.
Sure.
If it's market analysis, if it's an invitation to an open house, it's pretty much whatever we have to communicate to them in order for them to be excited about what we have to offer.
Perfect. And if anything is left unanswered, that would fall on our fault in failing in communicating with them, yeah?
Yes.
Perfect.
So basically it will pretty much make us look like we're not the expert.
Right. And also, let's say, shifting gears into a listing presentation. Once you've gone through an entire listing presentation and you're still sitting across from the seller there, and we ask, is there anything, basically, any other questions that you possibly might have, you know? Because unanswered questions is the only thing that's going to keep them from signing, from being comfortable in choosing you as their selling agent. Also, escrow. How important is communication in the escrow process? Accepted offers and oh my goodness.
Well, like I said, everything, it's communication. So when we open escrow, we want to make sure that the escrow company provides us with a prelim at a timely manner, so that we can review it with our clients, so we can communicate that information to them. If we don't have it on the proper timeline, then it kind of has everything in limbo. Everybody's like, what's going on? Is the deal falling apart? Or not just with escrow, but with everything, that our timelines with,
and then even rewinding back. Once we get an offer accepted, let's say if we're the buyer's agent, just to sit down and have that conversation to explain, hey, once we have escrow accepted, here's day number one. Here's what's going to happen. We have 3 days for the earnest money deposit to be deposited into escrow. We have 7 days to get all of the disclosures. The seller will get those signed and get the disclosures over to us. We have 17 days to run our inspections, where then we can request a request for repair. 21 days for the loan and appraisal. And then close escrow. So just keeping just time frames. And also another thing I think that's very important is even the end escrow close date. It's never that date. And to let them know, hey, it's a target date on a calendar that all parties are shooting for, but that date can fluctuate. It can close before,
or it can close early.
Yeah.
I mean, early or after.
Yeah, or on, So anyways, no, you're so awesome, man. So again, communicating just with a buyer or a seller just through the escrow process is so important. Now, one other thing is agent to agent. How important is the agent to agent communication?
The agent to agent communication as well, it's probably the most critical one, just because we are the ones that are representing either the buyer or the seller. So we have to go back and relay that information to either our buyer or our seller. And if we're not getting that information from the other party, it's just kind of like we're in limbo. So our client thinks that we don't want to provide them with the information. We're over here depending on the other agent, and they sometimes go MIA. And we all have to kind of calm down, but at least communicate that with your client and let them know, hey, I already reached out to them, I emailed them. Let them know what you're actually doing so that they know, because on their side, not knowing what you're doing behind the scenes, they're probably thinking like, my agent's not even trying, she's not even doing her job.
Checked out.
And because honestly, like Chris Boss says, we always like where mindset is scheduled to go worst case scenario. So like they're probably thinking, oh, she's not doing her job, she doesn't care about us and all that stuff. But in reality, we're doing the work. So even if nothing is going on, just pick up the phone and tell them, hey, I reached out, but I'm still waiting for them, or I haven't heard anything yet. Even if it's bad news or no news is better than nothing at all, and have them be in the unknown, because they always go to the worst case scenario.
Absolutely. And even presenting someone with bad news, pick up the phone and make the call. There's no easy way to tell someone, hey, this deal just fell apart.
And not only that, but like we had a scenario where, for example, well, not just one, but a lot of scenarios, and I'm sure a lot of the agents out there have the same thing, but people come in and if you're representing the seller, you come in, somebody offers a low ball offer. I mean, obviously the other party wants to get the best deal possible. We want the most for our money. So we understand, but if you communicate that with your client and say, hey, it's just business, it's all personal, don't take it personal.
Don't take it personal.
It's all business. Don't make decisions based on what like think about it. Don't react to it, like don't get upset about it, don't get offended about it. If you prepare them, then they understand. But if you don't prepare them ahead of time and you just give them that, they're like, what the hell is this?
Straight
or whatever,
communicate.
and they get offended and they get upset, and you don't want that for your client either. So you want to make sure that you communicate that before you even present the offer.
Bridge all the gaps and basically set the expectation up front, so that when something does get a little derailed, something totally falls off the tracks, they know that could have been a potential possibility from the start, because you had painted that scenario.
Yes.
So communication
Yes,
is key. Perfect. Anything you want to add extra today?
Well, don't be afraid. I mean, if you have bad news, don't be afraid to communicate that to your client. I mean, they will appreciate you being honest and not just like, hiding behind the bushes, and because now they feel like you're not even caring for them. So it doesn't matter how bad the news is, or if you had no news, like I said before.
Oh, your mind will start creating the worst case
Just pick up the
scenarios.
call and just let them know.
Absolutely. So communication is number one with everything. So again, I want to thank you guys for tuning in today. What a wonderful wonderful Wednesday. What else you want to add? We're good?
And that's it, I think.
All right, you guys. That's it. Again, I'm Kyle Batty. My contact number is 805-714-5473. And Elizabeth, what is your contact number today?
805-286-6617. Again, 805-286-6617.
Perfect. Anyone out there thinking of getting your real estate license, we support you 100%. Give us a call. We'll support you, answer any questions. And again, it's an incredible experience. So thanks for tuning in to another episode of Anchor Agents, and we'll see you next time.
Don't forget, if you guys have any questions or want us to talk about a specific subject, please let us know. We will love to hear from you guys.
You got it. Have an awesome day out there, you guys.
Thanks. Bye.